Believe we're live. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is the Business in Abundance interview series where I interview entrepreneurs, coaches, startups, several areas I love to focus is the mind, body, spirit, wellness space and the business space. So I'm kind of a combination of all of those things. Today, I have with me Mara Whitener. She is a fractional COO and business strategist, and super excited to have her here and just kind of learn more about what it means to be a fractional COO and some of the ways that you actually help businesses to grow, to optimize, to function at their very best. So Mara, welcome. I would love for you to just introduce yourself and tell us just a little bit about you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really am excited to be here and to talk to you a little bit today. But yes, I am a fractional COO. I kind of refer to myself as the problem solver. So I help businesses really unpuzzle their business. You know, all of the confusing pieces, how to figure out what the right thing to do is. And my focus is operations, which doesn't always seem like it's the focus for everyone. Everyone thinks, oh, I need to focus on sales and oh, I need to focus on marketing. Well, your operations is actually what makes all of that possible. And so if that's not running smoothly, kind of your the best sales strategy and the best marketing strategy aren't going to serve you as well unless kind of your operations are in line with with everything else. And so my focus is I actually help business owners take their vision. You know, we all start our businesses with a big vision, right? And it doesn't have to be a dollar amount. It can be a lifestyle. It could be, I just want to be able to homeschool my kids and cook dinner every night and create this type of income and freedom or do what I love. It could be having this mega 8-figure business, whatever that vision and that passion is. I help entrepreneurs create the structures and the systems and the team to surround them to help them make that possible without it jeopardizing your relationships, without it having you work 24/7, causing all kinds of stress. We can work a 9 to 5 and do that. Chances are we didn't open our own businesses and pursue our passions to work like that and be beholden to our businesses. So I kind of help relieve that pressure and allow your business to grow and grow in a way that feels right to you. There is no one way to do business anymore. The only right way to do business is the right way for you. But sometimes it can be a little confusing on how to figure that out. So I come in and I help you figure that out.
I love that, and I think that is so important. You brought up some really good points. I think a lot of times we get ideas about our business. We have this vision, we have this dream. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and they don't always think about the details and what actually goes into place, the reality of running a business. And it's a lot. When they start getting in, I hear often that, "Oh my goodness, it's so overwhelming. I'm trying to run the marketing, I'm trying to do the sales, I'm trying to build my social media." Yet, I think of operations as like the oil that you have to put in your car, because if you don't
Mhm.
change the oil and you don't add more, it's gonna break down, and that happens with a lot of businesses will jump ahead, and I've been in the digital technology startup space for the past 7 years, and I even see this in this space and at the corporate level often is that a lot of those other things, sales, marketing, are put before let's actually get our processes in place. Let's actually lay out our framework, our strategy, create a blueprint, and really break things down. It's so important. It's actually essential. So, one of the things I would love to hear from you is what are some of the reasons that people would come to you? Like, are things already broken, I'd say, or breaking or not working properly? Or do you find that a lot of people want to get ahead of the game or a little bit of both? And what are some of those things that they come to you and say, Mara, I need help with this, or this isn't working right?
I actually get a mix. of folks. By the time they come to me, some are actually at earlier stages in their business, um, but really hear and take in the fact that, hey, this isn't necessarily easy. I'm struggling in these ways. It's, how do I figure out this? How do I figure out this? And I really want to structure this well. Like, I don't want this to be confusing. I don't want this to be the crazy story I hear from these other people where it's I work 6 and 7 days a week, and but hey, yay, I'm self-employed and I'm doing what I love to do. I don't want that for myself. And so they embrace the idea earlier on in their journey to really sit down and get clear on some things of what exactly they want, right? Because we're in it to do what we want, right? Not what everyone else wants, what we want. And so we get clear on what they want and we build those structures. And they'll look a little different when you're at your earlier stage of business. And then there's those folks that come to me at some point in every journey. Most entrepreneurs will hit a point. It could be mid six figures. It could be close to seven figures. It could be based on some other number, but they will reach a point where they go, there has got to be a better
Mhm.
way. I I'm not able to spend as much time with my kids as I want. I don't pursue my hobbies like mine. I don't get to read as much, or I don't get to go plant my flowers outside or go walk or go exercise. My health is going down because I used to exercise 4 or 5 days a week, and now I'm good to get one if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
My relationships are suffering. There's got to be a better way. I just want to do what I'm passionate about,
Yeah.
and I'm lost in the daily running of my business, and I have no time left over to do what it is I love to do. And this is not why I got into business. And so usually at that point they reach out like I need a plan. Um, a lot of them have already tried a lot of solutions. You try to think your way through it, and you put in this piece, and maybe it works for a little bit, maybe it doesn't, and then you're back to the drawing board. Okay, well, that didn't work. All right, now what? And then you pick out another piece or another piece, and before you know it, they may have spent thousands of dollars on pieces that weren't the right solution for
Yeah.
them.
So it can be an expensive journey and, like, trial and error to get things
Yeah.
right.
And I try to help them. I really go deep and diagnose the root of things. And most of the time, there are some really big aha moments when we start to dive deep in the details. And it may seem a little tedious, or do I really have to do that? Like my sales are down. I just need to figure out a new sales strategy.
Mhm.
It's really just the symptom, usually, of a deeper issue. And so finding the root of that issue, and then we can tackle that, fixes everything else.
I love that, and I think you're so right that often people will think, "Well, it's the marketing. Let's pour some more money into marketing or advertising or sales, or let's do maybe this team meeting," but it's not really getting to what's happening underneath, and maybe it's a communication between leadership, right, or certain people on the team,
Exactly.
or, processes that are not people aren't either following, or they just haven't been put in place, so there's sort of a loss of control of really what's sort of happening behind the scenes. And I think of, like, operations as something that most people don't really see, but it's so important, and it's absolutely essential that as every business has it. Now, the way they go about creating that, the structure and the operations might look a little bit different. I wanna go back to
Mhm.
something you said, though, and I think for me what stands out is, like, this idea of burnout, that a lot of entrepreneurs start off really passionate and excited, and you have so much energy for building this vision, but over
Mhm.
time and getting into it, you're right, there's long hours, there's always more work because that's part of it, and no one's gonna work as hard for your business as you are, so they take on the brunt,
Mhm.
and something that they struggle with, which I've struggled with even in corporate positions, is delegating, and, and not doing it all themselves. So what are some of those like first initial steps? I love that you dive in deep and you get to the root of things, but what are like if somebody comes to you and they're already feeling this way, they're overworking, they still, maybe they've lost a little bit of that drive because they're feeling tired and they're a little bit
Yeah.
exhausted. What are some of like the initial first steps? Like I'd love to hear, is it mindset? Is it intangible things really that they need to start looking at and focusing on? And how do you usually approach that?
That is a fabulous question, and there's really no direct answer because it can vary. For for every client that I work with, I do 100% custom work. There is no, I don't have a set system. I don't have set things that I propose. It's very, very customized and individualized because I could have, in fact, I had two businesses. They were the exact same business. They were about the exact same annual revenue amount. They were run by best friends, even. So they were very similar, but yet they were very different. And one, we had to do a little bit different work as far as delegation work. And another one, we had to do a little bit more mindset work
Mm,
to get her. It was delegation, but it was really a little bit more of a mindset strategy that we had to put in. So it really kind of depends on the situation. Listen, there's several things that can contribute to us leading to burnout and overwork. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. We all start super passionate. We have this great thing. We love doing it and we're going to make a business out of it. And we plow right ahead and we do all of the things. And then we get stuck in running the business.
yeah,
And we think that no one else can do it like we do it.
yeah,
And while that is partly true, a big focus of mine is actually putting the right people in the right places to surround you. And you would be amazed when you do that, you will actually find people that believe in your vision and believe in your business just as much as you do. And it's I'll share a little tidbit. I have an upcoming workshop all based around teams and putting the right people in the right places. But um, it is all about putting not just the owner in a space where they can be in their zone of genius. It's really about putting your entire team and the people that surround you in their zones of genius. And when people are in their zone of genius and happy and excited about what they're doing, they will believe in your vision and help you build your vision just as much as you do. So, shifting the mindset from only I can do this, I'm the only one that believes in my business, that's the first mindset we need to shift
yeah.
because there are other people that will believe in it just as much as you do and really get on board to help you make that happen.
That is so true, and I've been on both sides of that where I have just poured everything into because I really I believe in the mission of the business. I believe in the goals, and they're just like it's my own, and I think that's actually a great mindset to adopt when you are hired or you are part of a team is think like an owner.
Yes.
Being able to think like that owner and really seeing yourself as an integral part of that vision is so important, and this I think we're shifting away from this paradigm of, like, in the employee in a way, like, those lines of management, and while that structure is important, I think there's much more of a collaborative teamwork sort of energy coming into the business space now, where really everybody is a part of building this, like you said, putting pieces of this puzzle together to synchronize really beautifully. So I love that. Do you utilize things like, I know like it's really popular now to use different, personality tests, whether it be, DISC, Myers-Briggs, there's a lot of different ones out there. Do you have any particular system that you like or that you utilize in your work?
Yeah, I actually am a big fan of human design.
Mm,
And I know it's increased in popularity here in the last, I'd say, 2 years. It's been around longer than that, but the popularity and it seems to be everywhere. Um, human design for me has been a game changer, and I've seen it as a game changer for a lot of people. To me, it goes a little deeper than just a Myers-Briggs, although I love all of the personality tests. I think they bring, different pieces of information that you can learn about yourself, but this is truly who you are designed to be, and you can kind of go down a rabbit hole with human design, very, very, very deep. But it's really getting in touch with kind of your authority, your intuition. Your body's going to tell you what is right for you, and if you trust it and you let it lead you in the decisions that you make in business, and really, really trust in that, it is a 100% game changer. And so I will typically bring it into work with my clients, even those that aren't familiar with it. We won't do full readings or go super in depth, but I'll drop those important pieces of information about their human design that kind of reveal why they think how they think, and not to fight it. It's actually you telling you what's right for you.
Oh my goodness. I
um,
love that
and
you brought that
so
up.
Yeah, and later this year, I'm actually going to be launching a package to help put together teams, and small business teams based on human design,
Wow.
and you can actually match people to particular skill sets within a team for explosive results. And I'm super excited to be revealing
Well,
that
that
a
is
little bit.
amazing, and you're, like, probably the 2nd or 3rd person I've talked to just recently that is really bringing human design into the workspace and starting to really look at that, and I've realized just recently, even though I've been aware of human design, that I'm a generator and that I actually mesh really well with projectors. Like we seem to really like feed off each other and give each other energy. And I don't know a
Mhm.
whole lot. I feel like I've just opened the book and there's there's a lot more chapters to learn about human design, but it's something I'm very fascinated about. And one of the things that I had a short reading recently, and one of the things that she said was that, um, like, kind of the same thing you said about when you know how you operate and you really start to listen and trust that intuition and operate from that place, work from that place, listen to that, and almost like embrace it. Almost like embrace those pieces of ourselves that maybe we've because of our societal norms or our upbringing, we've, like, tried to put ourselves in sort of a box. I am this, I am that. And what I love about
Mhm.
human design is it's no, I am actually this, and I can embrace it, and I can show up that way, and not only is that okay, it's actually gonna help me be more successful, be more authentic, connect better, magnetize what I want to me. So, I really love that you bring that aspect into your business.
Mhm. And it's been a huge game changer, not just with some solopreneurs that I worked with, but as I've guided some business owners through implementing, their blueprint and working directly with their teams, we've added another element of, this is your human design, but this is your team's human design, and how do you interact and work best with a different type of design. What can you say, what can you do that brings out the best in them
Mm,
and that speaks directly to them, and it almost provides for a mutual respect of, I understand who you are
mhm.
and I love who you are and I want to embrace who you are as well, and work with that. And I love that it brings an aspect of just acceptance.
Yeah.
Once people can embrace human design amongst their team, it's, hey, I really want to get to know you. You're a person. You're not just an employee. And, that quirky thing that you do, I didn't understand it before.
Yeah.
But now I get it. And that's actually your zone of genius. Like, that's how you work.
And
So,
it
to it.
seems so simple, like, let's actually really get to know the people that we're working with, like, who they are, but It happens in some environments, but not at that level. It's almost like we've been trained to not be our human selves. It's like
And we've lost that along the way, you know, get to hang out with your coworkers or get to know them or accept the fact that they're human. And, you know, one likes to be in bed at 9, another one likes to go out at 11 o'clock at night, or one likes to sit and read and one likes to play music, you know, whatever the case may be, people are craving being accepted
being seen.
just for being a human being and not a number. And they want to be treated with value and treated like they are a human being. And I love the fact that human design, those that embrace it, typically will embrace it all of the way. And once they start having a team, they start getting really interested in their own. And then, oh, but what if I knew my team's human design? And what it opens up a whole new world for
'Cause
them.
imagine
And
being able to really the more you know somebody, then you really know that zone of genius and how they can contribute best and what they're good at, and really maybe even kind of pivoting some of their tasks or their role to be more in alignment with that so that they're showing up at their best, they're being energized by what they're doing, and it's gonna help the overall functionality of the business, right?
it can be just as simple as, you know, learning to use keywords that are going to spark the intuition of that person on your team, whether it's what's your gut say about that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, knowing they have a gut intuition, or, you know, sit with that for about a day, you know, let me know what you think about that. And you can kind of really play to where people are in how they process information, how they come to the decisions, how they can get in touch with their intuition and what needs to happen. And it's absolutely amazing, and it's a huge shift when people can learn to embrace that tool. Doesn't mean you're getting super nosy into someone's life. It just means you're really trying to accept and work with them as a human being, understanding who they are, their quirks, how they work, and what you thought might have been maybe annoying or lazy before. When you learn why that's how they tick, you know, why that's who they are. Oh, that's actually them. That's actually them in their zone of genius. Like that's where the magic happens for them. And it's incredibly eye-opening. And I've seen a whole lot more um, just in-depth conversations amongst teams, some really open dialogue. It really just lets them go to a deeper level than they were able to go to before.
I think that's amazing. And is that something that you bring to your work typically?
It is if they are open to human design, if they're familiar with it, then I'll kind of start using that off the bat. I'll find out what their design is and run their chart, because everyone has a unique chart. It's just not just like Myers Briggs, where, you know, there's letters assigned and there's a million other people with the same letters. Every chart is actually unique because we're all unique people.
Yeah, amazing.
And so I will actually run their chart and I can see in talking to them, and I can pull out different pieces of information and comments they make. And then I can identify with their human design and then start speaking um, to them in that way and help them identify ways that um, they're struggling and maybe fighting their intuition and what might be healthy for them. And so if they are open to it, it's not something I push on everyone. Um, we can do great work without it. But yeah, if they are open to it, I like to try to bring that into all of my work, whether it's just with the owner or if I'm actually involved with them and their team.
That's amazing. Tell us a little bit about how you work with people. So what are some of the things you offer? And I'm gonna actually go ahead and share Mara's, website. This is her QR code, so feel free to take your camera and point it at this, and you can check out her site. But tell us a little bit about getting started with you and working with you, and kind of what are some of the different ways people can interact with you?
Yeah, if anyone is interested in any of this, I always encourage you reach out, book a call with me. It's just a um, I call it a discovery call. It's a way for me to discover some information about you. Let's chat. Let's hear what you have going on, what your concerns are. It's never high pressure. There's no obligation. It's just a chance for us to kind of meet and talk and see what you've got going on. But the the primary work that I do with clients is actually called my Blueprint to Success. And so I will sit down with the owner. It's a one on one VIP day with me. It's typically a 6 to 8 hour session. And we will deep dive first, we deep dive into their vision. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your vision. What are we building? What's causing you to work 12 hours a day? What's causing you to keep pushing and pushing and pushing? And what are we looking to build? And we'll get really clear on that. And then we'll take a look at where you are now. What you have going on now. We'll go pretty detailed into your systems and workflows, that your team that you have on board, what we're doing with sales and marketing, kind of all of your current things you have going on. And we'll pinpoint exactly what's holding you back. What's preventing you from reaching your dream, and reaching your dream in a way that feels good to you,
Mhm.
right? And so by the end of that session, we build together, it's a customized blueprint plan to be very detailed action plan that you can take with you, and you can implement step by step and kind of address those gaps that we've identified, and get you on your way quicker and easier. No more searching for the answers. We're going to give you the answers, right? It's not a course. It's not a more learning and more tools. We're going to give you answers. We're going to give you the plan, and we're going to give you the relief and the direction that you need to go. Now, for those that once we build the plan, I'm not going to leave you hanging. If you get the plan and you go, oh my goodness, this is great. This is the answer that I've been looking for, and I'm really excited, but there's a little anxiety around the plan. Like it feels a little overwhelming. Sometimes we uncover a lot of different things that we need to tackle. And so if that's the case, I can hang on with you while you implement the plan, and I can help break it down into bite-sized pieces for you. And we meet weekly. Just helps keep you accountable, make sure that plan doesn't get thrown to the side of the desk because life happens and business is happening, and a month later you realize, oh wait, I haven't done anything on
It
that one,
happens.
and you're still experiencing the same issue. So I kind of keep you accountable, and I help break it down so it feels easy and doable, and you're still working towards that implementation. For a select few and those that are really gung-ho, I do offer my fractional COO services, which would be taking that plan that we build together, and I will actually come in, temporarily join your team, and help you implement the entire thing.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's amazing, and, I imagine that people get busy, so they're excited, they wanna put this plan, they know they need it, but I find that that's where people often, will slow down, is that when it comes to implementation and taking action. So I think the accountability piece is so important. Not only having that structure, being able to see it, and also having somebody who has an outside view be able to kind of take in all of that and put it into place. Like, what an amazing offering that I think many business owners, they'll get into their business and maybe even down the road 1 year or 2 years, and they need that. They need that so much just to even sit back and say, "Oh, okay, this is what's going on. I had no idea," or "I had no idea, like, these pieces weren't working together." So I think having even just this VIP experience and really getting everything down and having your blueprint and being able to see it could be so valuable. One, in whether you're starting out or you're a couple of years down the road, or you're, like, stuck, or you're ready to scale or grow. But then having the accountability to take action and implement and figuring out how to do that while you're still running the business, while also with the accountability and support looking at how can I also take care of myself. And because I think that's something I know, and just from your presence and what we've talked about before, Mara, is that something that it's important to you. It's something and I'd love to actually for you to share a little bit about what got you started in this and why you do what you do and your journey. But
Yeah.
that piece of it is important. So I think having the accountability from Mara means that she's going to probably keep you in check a little bit on you taking care of yourself and you not burning out and you doing this in a way that does feel doable, and you can continue to grow your business while making sure because without you as the owner, being at your best, it's going to affect the whole business and the whole team. So anything you'd like to share about that and your own story, what brought you to doing this and serving other businesses in this way?
Yeah, you said it so well. You have to take care of yourself first, and it almost seems counterintuitive to I mean, I just need to do the work. I need to do the work, and then I'll be fine. Then I'll catch up, and then I'll go spend time with my family. It always feels like this work, 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 and we have to do this first. When in reality, you're not going to be able to give your all unless you actually take time away and fuel yourself first. And it's actually a business strategy, and it's one that part of the plan on most blueprints I write is we're creating space, whether it's restructuring your day or whatever the case may be. We are creating space for you as an owner, and it's something very, very near and dear to my heart. Um, I've experienced severe burnout before. Listen, I've been there. I've been in your shoes. I've been an entrepreneur for about 15 years, with over 20 years of experience in business overall. And I've kind of experienced most everything you can experience, all the ups and downs. I've built several 6 to 7 figure businesses. And the last business that I built almost felt like a runaway train. It grew so fast and so quick. I kind of had to play a little bit of catch up. um, and what happened is I ended up having other business owners reach out to me, even competitors. It was a boutique, and I had other boutique owners I had networked with reach out. They're like, "How are you doing this? Like, this is amazing. How are you doing this? Can I ask?" And my nature is, sure, I'll tell you, I'll help you. And so I started helping other business owners, reach their potential and do what they wanted to do and run my business. And so I ended up putting everyone else first,
Mhm.
and I hit burnout myself. I mean, if you open the dictionary to the definition of burnout, pretty sure my face is still there. It was about every piece of burnout you can imagine, the medical piece, relationship suffering, everything. And I finally had to sit down. My body forced me to sit down and make a decision and kind of have a heart to heart with myself. And I chose to follow my heart. And I was able to sell that business to someone. It was her dream
Mhm.
to have a boutique. And so I was able to help fulfill that dream. And I decided to commit to a mission to help other entrepreneurs and be that hand that'll reach out, and if I need to help pick you up off the floor, I will do it, but we're going to create a plan and we're going to make this happen for you no matter what.
Mm. I love that.
I've got your back, and I'm going to believe in you just as much as you do.
Mhm.
Just give me some of the information, then I'm going to dive right in there deep with you and make this doable and help you believe in yourself again, that you can keep doing this and you can do it in a way that you're still happy.
Mhm. And you get to, because you get to choose who you work with now too. You get to
Exactly,
you get to
exactly.
create that space where you work with people you really want to work with, and you get to show up that way and be full force committed to them growing their business. So I love your story and I love what you're doing. We have some parallels in how I think our mission to really help people. I love the startup phase, and I love helping people put their vision into reality, and it's to me, it's really fun, but it can be really draining. So I think we do have to always remember, um, when we're helping other people, even more so, we're givers, we're helpers, to take that time for ourselves and put that self-care, whatever that looks like for you, into motion.
And listen, it's hard, and it's hard to admit, "Oh, I don't have everything together."
Yeah,
I'm struggling over here, and I focus mainly on helping
yeah.
women, but I feel as women, there's this societal pressure to have everything together all of the time and be able to juggle all of the balls and be everything for everyone, the caregivers, the wives, the partners, the mothers, the sisters, the everything to everyone, and we have to have it all together all at the same time.
That leads to burnout, I can tell
Um,
you. I
yeah,
know.
and then but then yeah, then we have this big dream. We wanna make a living from doing what we're passionate about too. Well, how do you juggle,
Yeah,
and how do you handle doing that on top of being everything for everyone else? And first of all, it's putting yourself first instead of putting everyone else first. I guarantee you, I know there's a lot of the comparison trap out there. We see a lot of, whether they're coaches or other entrepreneurs or people, and they seem to have it all put together out
they
here.
probably
I can tell
don't.
you, no, I can tell you without a doubt, all of them either are going through a period where they don't have it all put together, or they have been through multiple
Yeah,
periods where they don't have it put together. Entrepreneurship is a journey, and you can't do it alone. And so you're going to have it put together, and then you may hit another bump in the road.
yeah. Mm,
But that's when you've learned to immediately reach out for the help you need rather than kind of riding that alone for a while. So I'm super passionate about really encouraging them to reach out for help. If you are struggling, if you have thoughts that there's got to be a better way to do this, but I want this so bad, there is a better way, and there are people that will help you figure that out without spending thousands and thousands and thousands of
yeah,
dollars.
and even that get I hear entrepreneurs sometimes where they actually wanna give up or they wanna throw in the towel or they're like, "It's not working." So if you feel that way, reach out for help because there are people who like Mara, like myself and other business coaches out there who like this is what we love to do. We want to help you see your vision succeed. We want to help you keep going. We want to help you get things in place to make it really amazing and reach your goals ultimately so you can
Mhm.
have that freedom and time. I know you have a workshop coming up the end of June. Can you tell us a little bit more about that workshop and how people can learn more about that and join that workshop?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm really excited about this workshop. I have pulled this together from some of the in-depth work that I do with folks and their teams specifically. Um, this is a workshop based on how do you put the right people in the right places to surround you, in order to support you and allow you to build your vision. And so, whether you are a solopreneur right now and you need a little bit of help, but you don't know what you need or how to go about finding that help, or you may have an existing team of 5, 10, 15, 20 folks. This workshop is for you. It applies at all levels of business. And we're going to address all levels, wherever you are at in your journey. But it's really how to pinpoint knowing exactly the right help that you need and how to structure your team that surrounds you and how to fill in those holes and the help that you need strategically. It's been an eye opener for those that I've worked with, my one-on-one clients, and I really kind of wanted to bring this education so everyone knows. We're actually going to walk through the exercises I walk my one-on-one clients through to really pinpoint what help you need and how to find it and how to strategically structure things in your business. So we're going to walk through that together. If you will connect with me on LinkedIn, connect with me on Facebook. The sign up links will be dropping very, very soon. So I encourage you to join me there. I really live on LinkedIn primarily. So I'd love if you connect with me there. I drop a lot of information, but the links will be dropped there for you guys to join. I promise it is well worth it. And there'll be a special offer at the end for those that attend as well.
Sounds like an incredible experience and really high value. And like you said, whether
Mhm.
you're a solopreneur or you have a small team or you want to grow your team, really learning how to pull the right people into your business and your environment and some of the other things we touched upon, I'm not sure if you're going to cover those in the workshop, but a little bit about human design and, um, putting the right people in the right places, delegating, really being able to analyze so that your
Exactly.
business can grow. Amazing. So, thank you so much for being with us here today, Mara. I encourage you to go check Mara out on LinkedIn, connect with her, book that discovery call. She offers this discovery call, and tell us a little bit about what happens in the discovery call. So, if somebody's interested in just kind of taking that first step, what can they expect?
Yeah, it's just a chance for us to chat. It's a just a quick 30-minute call. It's not going to take all day, but it's a chance for you to let me know kind of what the vision is you're trying to build. Your what frustrations, what brought you to talk to me? There's usually a little bit of frustration, share that with me, and let's see what ways I might be able to help you. But I will never leave anyone hanging if I am not the right person. I have a pretty big network and I will help you find the right
Mhm.
person. So even if you're not sure, I encourage you reach out, book the phone call. We're just going to chat for a little bit. There's no pressure, there's no obligation. Just come tell me what you have going on and what you're trying to build, and we'll go from there.
Wow, that's incredibly valuable. Mara comes with so much experience, and I know that any time spent with her, she's going to offer incredible value, probably some insight and some direction, which a lot of business owners, if not all, could use. Leave us with a tip today. Any of your wisdom or a tip that you like to share with people about, let's say, getting unstuck. If somebody feels stuck, do you have any words of wisdom about getting unstuck?
Reach out for help. Don't try to figure it out all on your own. I see too many just try, they lose sleep, and there's not the mental capacity really to sort through all of the pieces, and it's okay to need help, and quite honestly, it will get you where you're trying to go much quicker than try to fight through it on your own. So I encourage you to reach out for help. There's no shame in it. It does not make you a failure. It actually is a step forward and a sign of growth to know that you need the help and to reach out for it. And we're going to get you on your way.
I can second that. As a fiercely independent, probably some would call me a control freak. When I started to learn how to delegate and ask for help and not do it all myself, oh my goodness, it was like the heavens parted. I could breathe again. My focus was better. I could clearly see what I needed to do, take action. So it is so empowering for yourself to reach out for help, be vulnerable, and delegate, and just have some trust that other people, especially the people you're surrounding yourself with, if you are listening to your intuition and really following your judgment, that your true judgment, that you're going to have people around you who can take some of that off your plate, who can go execute and do things and make things happen so that you can focus on your zone of genius. So I love that tip. Thank you so much for being here today, Mara. And I encourage you guys to reach out, book a call, connect with Mara, and start to think about your operations. Maybe it's something you haven't even thought about before, you haven't put much energy into. This is a great opportunity to just bring that into your awareness and start to think about some of the ways that you could improve, you could optimize, and you could grow.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I've loved being here.
Thank you. And until next time.